Could the New York Stock Exchange be the catalyst for a $1 trillion cryptocurrency market cap? Zuckerberg teams up with Coinbase to explore blockchain technology. Despite the month-long rally, cryptocurrency has not attracted new investors. Zcash Foundation to pursue ASIC resistance. Don't believe the hype. We've got everything you need to know about the congressional blockchain hearings. Over 7% of the world's Bitcoin is held in private cold storage by one company. And a key executive leaves IBM to pursue the reality of the FairX exchange on stellar lumens. We've got all your headlines mixed with some daily market analysis. I'm Elio Trades, and your FUD TV Daily Update starts now. Welcome back, FUD Nation. Yes, your eyes don't deceive you. I don't have a meeting today. You are getting a jacket, no tie. We'll see how this one goes. Been loving the comments about all the wardrobe changes. You guys crack me up. Diving in here on the total market caps, we can see that we are holding here, guys. We are actually doing exactly what I hoped we would do. We're up here at 435. We could see that we really stagnated around that sort of $430 billion mark. That was really kind of the bottom of the slide, and we kind of went sideways a bit, and now we're starting to grow. We were at 430 when I woke up this morning. We had less green numbers in the top 10. So this is a good sign. It shows us that we're getting this momentum. Obviously, if you look, Bitcoin's ever so slightly up, hovering here around 9,300. We want to see that get back up closer to that $10,000 mark where we were all celebrating a couple of days ago. Ethereum's up, still climbing back up to its $800 mark. Ethereum's looking like a beast. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethereum make some more charges. I just feel like Ethereum's got a lot going on, of course, with their Casper release today, which we'll talk about in a couple seconds. Just not a bad day for the top 10. Obviously, not too big losses, no big losses, nothing huge in the gains. Obviously, Bitcoin Cash is continuing to be quite bullish. As we switch to our biggest gainers and losers, we have Pundi X here at the top of the top 100 as far as gainers. They've been at Block Jakarta, which is a big meetup, and they're just doing a lot of sort of rollout stuff. They have their ATMs. They partnered with Quantum. There's a lot of good news coming out of Pundi X. Obviously, they had their buyback a little while ago. Nexo right under it, which is collateralized, crypto collateralized lending. They actually just announced that they're going to accept BNB tokens as collateral. Augur, Matrix AI Network. I've been so excited about Matrix AI Network ever since I heard they partnered up with the Belt and Road project in China. Very interesting project. Keep your eyes on Matrix AI Network. It's pretty hard to get your hands on, though. In our lead news out of the day, we have word that the New York Stock Exchange is going to be opening the floodgates for a physical delivery of Bitcoin investments. Now, this differs significantly from what we've heard about with the futures trading, where they're cash-settled Bitcoin futures, meaning that whatever happens, you're getting US dollars back, you're putting US dollars in. This is totally different, and ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange group that owns the New York Stock Exchange, they have somehow figured out this custodial issue, because this was a big issue with custody, is how do you transfer and sort of take custody of a Bitcoin for somebody else? This has been a persistent issue. And the fact is that if ICE, or the New York Stock Exchange's parent company, has solved this, then that means that they could be opening the floodgate for true Bitcoin, physical Bitcoin trading between the biggest institutional investors in the world. This is quite possibly the proverbial floodgates opening, allowing for a total explosion of crypto market valuations, capitalizations. This is huge, and it means that if they've solved this custodial issue, then that solution could be replicated and used across all institutional platforms worldwide. This could be the very beginning of something truly phenomenal for cryptocurrency. And in following from that, a $1 trillion market cap, which we had almost worked our way up to before any of this institutional money was here present and being talked about. Now, that $1 trillion market cap would absolutely become a reality, and I believe it would become a reality much faster than people would even believe. Just look back at December, how quickly we gained so much market share from $200 billion all the way up to $800 billion without this institutional support. If we have the same sort of excitement where we start making a new high on Bitcoin, but this time we have institutional padding there, a floor of institutional trading going on, well, that floor of 20K Bitcoin is just going to keep going up, 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 up. And once this starts happening, a $1 trillion market cap seems like it would be a foregone conclusion. Moving on, we have word that Mr. Zuckerberg is implementing some blockchain technologies here, or he's looking to implement them here into Facebook. He's teamed up with a Coinbase board member who's also been actually a lead of the Messenger app for 4 years. There are no decisions being laid down here, but we know this comes on the heels of obviously this huge scandal around data ownership. I think that it's a question of, does Mark Zuckerberg want want to decentralize Facebook and have it live forever, or does he want to die the slow death of old technology? And maybe it's neither of those two options. Maybe there's a hybridized example. At the very least, it's not bad news, and hopefully this can lead to more integrations of cryptocurrency in general throughout the Facebook infrastructure. And in Ethereum news, we have word that the first version of Casper, which is the hybridized proof of stake system that's going to be pushing the community further and further away from mining, sort of to fight against the issues that arise from manipulation and monopolizing of cryptocurrency mining equipment. It's a hybridized proof of work, proof of stake model that we're implementing here into Ethereum. So you'll still be able to mine, but you'll also be able to stake. It's definitely very interesting, certainly more environmentally friendly, and we'll definitely have to see how this plays out. But this is certainly big news for Ethereum. And despite this recent rally, apparently there are not a lot of new investors being attracted to cryptocurrency yet. Now, I've actually talked ad nauseum about this topic with my friends and my personal contacts, and I think it's about time that we talk about it. When are we really going to see the next surge of the normies or the next sort of wave of mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency? When are your neighbors going to start talking about it again? When is your barber going to start buying cryptocurrency? All of these things that were certainly happening in January, but they really slowed down when the market corrected back in January. Of course, now we've had a month-long sustained bull run rally, but is it even seen as that really by the outside world when we're still so much lower than that 20K Bitcoin? And I offer to you my own theory. I believe that we will not see a flood of new investors into the space until we reach a new high, a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin hits 20K, better yet, once Bitcoin hits 21K, when Bitcoin hits 21,000 or just peaks above that $20,000 mark, we're gonna see absolute mania kick in a way that we didn't even see it in January. And that $1 trillion market cap is going to become incredibly small compared to where we're headed as a cryptocurrency market. And we have word that the Zcash Foundation is working on ASIC resistance as a top technical priority. Obviously, this comes on the heels of the news that Jihan Wu and Bitmain are announcing or releasing their own ASIC miner for Zcash. Of course, we all know what happens when they release ASIC miners: centralization, monopolization. You can only certain people can get it. It totally ruins the community and the sort of monopolization of the monetary supply. So to fight against that, Zcash is making themselves ASIC resistant. We'll definitely follow this story. It's interesting to see this push and pull between Bitmain and literally every foundation of every coin, and how they're just kind of each working around Bitmain in their own way. Because what happened with Bitcoin and the centralization of mining in Bitcoin, everyone wants to avoid that happening again. And there was a lot of hype around the US congressional hearings and potential SEC hearings, but what really happened, what was really said, and where do things really stand with the US government as it pertains to potential regulation for cryptos? US House subcommittees on oversight and research on technology gathered yesterday to hold a joint hearing entitled "Leveraging Blockchain Technology to Improve Supply Chain Management and Combat Counterfeit Goods."
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
This is exactly what we need to be talking about. Supply chain management, all these things, counterfeit goods, authenticity, trust. These are the things that are undeniable about blockchain. And that's why we focus so much on supply chain and these things, because this isn't some distant abstract concept. This is better technology to do things that are very nuts and bolts in our society, and we need it. So we think that this is really the beginning of building a positive coalition around blockchain in the United States. And one of Warren Buffett's biggest disciples thinks he is dead wrong about Bitcoin. Palihapitiya is one of Warren Buffett's self-proclaimed disciples, and apparently is an investing guru, and believes that Warren Buffett's got it totally wrong on cryptocurrencies, totally disagrees with his mentor, and we couldn't agree more. We don't really want to keep going back to this Warren Buffett story, but the reality is we just want to show you Warren Buffett, like, his opinion on this topic is as biased, as outdated, and as meaningless as anything I've ever heard in the entire world. And if you didn't know, there's actually a company that holds Bitcoin in cold storage, much like a sort of future bank, that I've been trying to describe this company. I didn't know it actually existed, but I had long said that if I had a ton of, millions and millions of dollars in Bitcoin, I would not want to be responsible for holding it at my place of residence or anywhere near me. I would want to hold it somewhere extremely secure. Like, I would want a new kind of bank-ish thing that was only dedicated towards storing my crypto safely. And it turns out that exists. And it's called Chapo or Zappo, whatever. And apparently they're managing upwards of $10 billion in Bitcoin that they're storing in cold supply vaults. So even though this company isn't like a traditional bank, it's more of like a bunker, they now have deposits in excess of 98% of US banks, which makes them a top banking sort of entity. And it just further validates everything that I believe about the future of this industry. And in case you were wondering, another executive has left IBM, this time Michael Dowling. who is now focusing full-time on making the FairX exchange a reality. Now, we talked about how the FairX beta was stilted to come out at some point this month, and how that FairX beta is going to really launch into full gear the usage of Stellar's decentralized exchange functionality. And I don't think we use this word well enough in the cryptocurrency world, but I think Stellar is going to become one of the most successful currencies out there, period.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000! 9,000?!
FUD Nation, we are blessed to have you. Thank you so much. We are 9,000 strong now and growing. It is so exciting to be participating in what we're creating. And all I can say is you guys have blown us away with the support, the commitment, the energy that you give to this channel and help make it better on a daily basis. So thank you guys so much. To celebrate, we're going to be giving away 2 shirts to 2 winners. Comment below. We'll pick you at random. We're very sorry, but we can only ship to the United States right now. We've had some funky stuff happen with customs, so we'd hate for the winners not to get their stuff. So we're only shipping to the USA, but comment below. We'll select you at random tomorrow on the next video, and we'll make sure to get you some swag. If you're new around here, my name's Elio Trades, and I host daily cryptocurrency videos on this channel. I encourage you to subscribe, as I'll be back each and every day with more critical information for your crypto world. Thanks so much for being with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with me on FUD TV, and I'll catch you very soon on the next episode.